All right, we're looking forward to going playing Friday night in Arizona. It's been a short week, and this is like a Wednesday to me, so I'm already on to Arizona. So any questions that anybody have?
So, Mike, we all know what happened last year with Arizona, and I'm not sure you wanted to watch that tape last year, but does watching last year even help because it's a new coaching staff? Khalil's not playing the same way.
It does, it does help a little bit for sure. He's they had a great offensive game this week against Oregon. They had tons of yards and scored a lot of points against Oregon's defense, which is a good defense. And so we watched that, and, of course, the other games. But they are utilizing him a little different. He made some good passes. He's doing some different things. But he can still run. Looks like his ankle's a little bit more healthy than it was in the earlier games this season. But we all vividly remember him running wild against us. There's no doubt about it. When I turned on the tape and saw 14, I definitely had nightmares when I was watching it there at the beginning, looking at what he does. He's a great athlete.
Just as a follow-up to that, is he maybe even more dangerous now because he's maybe a better passer now, but he's also got that threat of running?
Yeah, he does. He's a dual threat guy, and he can make plays with his feet, and he also can make plays with his arm. His receivers are doing well for him, and I think he really understands their system now after doing it this many games. I think the one game he sat out probably could look at it a little bit more and get a feel, and his ankle is much healthier. You know, when the USC game, he couldn't hardly even run. You know, he was just he looked really good last Saturday for sure.
How important is it going to be to stop the run? And when you watch the film, what makes Taylor different than maybe some of the other backs you guys have faced?
Taylor's extremely quick and explosive. He can make jump cuts in the hole, and I think y'all know what I'm talking about. He can get there and he can jump all the way over here, and you go, how did he get over here? Makes guys miss in the hole. He's really good at that. They're utilizing him well and kind of getting him on the edge on some plays where they kind of get wide splits, and then they'll pull guards, and then he can hit anywhere from all the way backside to front side. So they really allow him to use his vision. And their linemen do a good job of staying on their guys, but he really does a good job of making the linebackers miss in that space.
Coach, earlier this season when we were kind of maybe asking you to review last year, you'd mentioned the Arizona State game and the lost opportunities there, and things kind of snowballed after that. I'm paraphrasing here. After that loss last year, after this loss this past week, how do you guard against that perhaps happening again, letting guys get down and letting this thing snowball?
Yeah, well, hopefully everything that we've worked on prior to this, and it goes from there. And we got to have guys step up. You know, we got a lot of good players out, and we're going to have to step in and play. And so we've hopefully their brotherhood, their team unity, their understanding what they got to do, and going to Arizona and playing well. I feel like this is a tight group of guys, and I think that would definitely make a difference, so definitely hope it does.
As a follow-up to that, is there anything you learned from that experience last year that you might approach the guys with this week?
Yes, and again, I say that goes back to when we started in January. Everything we've done since January. You can't just all of a sudden make stuff up. So I think friends stick close, and when there's good times, you have fun with them. Adversity strikes, hard adversity strikes in life, period. And in football, this would be hard adversity. Brothers stick closer than friends. So hopefully they've got a close enough brotherhood that they'll stick together, and that'll make a big difference. And then other guys that got to step up and play well, that haven't played a lot, got to step up and play well.
When you hear that the players had a players-only meeting on Monday, do you involve yourself in that? Do you talk to your captains about what was said? Do you kind of try to keep up on that, or do you just let that be between them? And what'd you think of it?
No, I thought it was good. They got together, talked about things that those other kids had to step up and do, and making sure they weren't pointing fingers and doing all that type of things is basically what they told me the meeting was all about. And we've had I've been on teams that have had player meetings before. I've had teams that haven't had them. I've had teams have them in the spring. I've had teams have them in the winter. I've had teams have them in the season. I mean, and I think it was good that they got together and talked a little bit about what they want to do, and also talked to the younger kids that got to step up and take places of guys that are out for the game. Realizing how important, you can't just go out there and say, I get to play. That was a lot part of it. So I thought that was good.
Mike, do you have to make sure that one bad game doesn't cover up the fact that you guys are 5-3 and have a lot in front of you? And
Yeah,
the players understand that?
every game is you have to put off the last game. You can't be too happy about the last game because you played good and you don't practice hard and focus. You can't be too down from a game that didn't go the way you wanted it to, and let that get the next game. Everybody always says that, but that's a true statement. Somehow you got to find a way to be able to do that, and it doesn't happen on game day. It happens now. It happened how it was Sunday, and how it was Monday, and how it was today, and how it will be tomorrow. Because your preparation determines your best chance of having success. Doesn't always guarantee it, of course, but that gives you your best chance of having it. If you don't have good preparation, then you've really hurt yourself and given an opportunity for failure for sure.
So as a DB coach, you had a couple of DBs that didn't have their best game the other day. So guys like Dante and Trey, how do you help them to kind of flush that and move on and get better as they go forward?
Yeah, they've got to they got to keep working on their fundamentals. You show them the fundamentals. You keep working on that. You do certain drills for that, the things that they're having issues with, and you keep trying to instill with confidence at the same time. You're trying to instill the fundamental aspects of the position, and that's a tough position to play, and we haven't played as well there this year as we have in the past, at least the last 3 games. For you to win games, you got to play good at corner. That's bottom line in major college football now, and if you don't play good at corner, you're going to have a hard time winning. So we've got to play better at corner.
And as a follow-up to that, we always see guys that for the first time they get thrown in there and maybe they have a rough time, but they learn from that quickly. You had several guys the other day like Darian Rakestraw, Aaron Maddox that were taking their first significant snaps, Frank Phillip. Do you feel like those are guys that you'll see better things of as we go forward?
I definitely hope so. They showed flashes of some good things, and they showed flashes of some things that weren't as good. So hopefully they'll play better this week. They've had a good week of practice and attention to detail and understanding they're going to be in there more. So I think that helps them be a little bit more focused. But you'd want them to be focused from the very beginning of it.
Coach, offensively, is this team at all still seeking an identity, I guess, something to hang their hats on collectively? And the reason I ask, early in the year, we saw the offense getting huge chunks of yards on that kind of jet sweep action. I know LaVisca was a big part of that. He wasn't all of it. But then we get back to this past week, and I don't think that play was run once. Obviously, USC and Washington had some good defense against that. But maybe using that as an example, is the offense still maybe looking for something that they can hang their hat on and say, hey, we can go out and execute this every week?
You always want certain things you want to hang your hat on. Everybody's defense is a little bit unique. USC and Washington took that play away from us and some things they were doing. And they did it in the way they aligned out there. Saturday took some of it away also. So that's a thing that you see. You don't want to just run it into a brick wall, so to speak. But that is stuff that we do in our offense, and we'll do again at different times. And then just guys being able to make plays. We were making plays there early, and then in the second half we didn't make as many plays. We shot ourselves in the foot on a few third downs. We caught a third down pass and had the first down and ran behind it. We ran another third down route that you're supposed to run at the sticks, and the kid runs it a yard short. I mean, we practice it all the time. We have sticks in practice that we have the sticks out there in practice, and they know where to run them to. That hurt us a few times. We didn't come off the ball good on a fourth down play where I think we should be able to knock them back and get half a yard, and we couldn't. Those are situations where guys have got to make the plays, and on that side of it would keep drives going, keep things happening for us.
So, Coach, as the head coach, do you look at yourself from that game and say, okay, what could I have done better to kind of keep the momentum going and prevent that snowball effect from happening in game.
Yeah,
You ever
yeah,
look at that?
yeah. You do look at different things you could do on it, and we've practiced some of those things this week for situations like that, and talked about it. We sat down as a staff and talked over it, and did that on different situations that we could maybe help ourselves, maybe be able to stop the momentum there for sure. You always look introspectively. Coaches make mistakes, players make mistakes. It all works out the same. Nobody's perfect by any stretch, and we do look at that and different things that we could try to do to help resolve that.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thanks guys, appreciate it.